one particular event or one person or two person. There's a wider element to this. So if you're out there today, what I want you to do is start getting organised. Know the names of your TDs, right? Find out who their names are. Because if you think for 1 minute the people inside there, those men with empty chests, are going to stand up for you and your children, not their children, your children, you're mistaken. It's not going to happen without pressure. It is not going to happen. The second point is this. We do not have an independent media in this country.
No fucking media.
Where are they? Where are they? They rolled out within an hour of a press release from the Minister for Children of Roderick O'Gorman. Within an hour, they rolled out the articles. With the exception of two people. That was Ciara Kelly, who questioned Hatchell himself, and that was Niall Boylan, who put him to the test.
Niall Boylan.
You have to understand this, and it is uncomfortable. It is uncomfortable to go up against this monolith that is rolling along at the moment, right? They will call you all kinds of names, they're going to throw slurs at you, they're going to try to contact your employer, they're going to do all of those things. But this is a thing, when you stand up for the truth, and imagine this, imagine having to say this, that pro-paedophilia remarks are wrong. Imagine having that such a radical view where you think that someone who is sympathetic and is speaking out of both sides of his mouth is wrong. So don't be afraid. Start to get organised. You're a teacher out there, you work in the NCCA, whatever you're doing, get organised. Come speak to me afterwards. I'm now going to hand you over to Herman Kelly, who's the president of the Irish Freedom Party. He's going to introduce the next speaker.
Who got dressed up today, huh? Herman Kelly's my name, President of the Irish Freedom Party. Some of you are friends and you know me, some of you don't, so I say hello. Today, we have the next speaker is a man called John Connors. The pride of Coudenhove, actor, filmmaker. I tell you what, in that milieu, it takes not only brains and principles to stand up, but it takes balls for a man to go against the massive, liberal, trendy, yeah, right, or whatever you want, man. In that, with all the what will you say? You know the agenda they have, you know the agenda that is prevalent there. So, ladies and gentlemen, I can't Gael, I straight away give you Mr. John Connors. Give him a welcome.
Thank you. Thanks very much. I'd just like to say before I get started that there was a couple of speakers who were going to speak here today. Two young women who were sexual abuse survivors. Now, unfortunately, the women were stopped from speaking here today, but I'd like to say that the bravery they demonstrated, even willing to show up here today and talk about their experiences, has inspired me to no end and ensured I would never back out. Never! I'm an independent speaker here today. I'm speaking for myself. I'm a proud traveller, man, and I'm glad to see there's many travellers in the crowd supporting this. I'm a proud Kulak man, and I'm glad to see there's many Kulak lads and girls in the crowd supporting this. And I'm a proud Irish man, and I'm glad to see all the in the crowd supporting this. You know what? I have to say I am absolutely delighted that the fascist group known as Antifa showed up here today. I'm delighted because they have delegitimized every cause they ever fought for. Let's not forget one of the founders of Antifa Ireland is a paedophile himself. What's his name? Patrick Corcoran, found with child pornography. This is what you're fighting for. You're leftists, this is what you're fighting for. Liberals, you serious? Oh my God, you make me fucking laugh. You're hilarious. Trying to stop me, you have no idea. In the last 10 days, the amount of people have gotten on to me, the amount of accusations, labels, defamation, assassination of my character. My career is over. Apparently I'm cancelled again. I was cancelled a few years ago for defending the unborn, you know, the most innocent life on planet Earth. And I came back from that. And that's because I am independent and I depend on nobody else for my own living. You made me laugh. All these accusations, it's gas because these are the people who preach acceptance and tolerance and equality and peace and love. And these are the people who are calling me knacker and pikey on Twitter. Telling me, John, if you just back down, we'll back off. If I back down, I will never back down. If you cannot defend children, you're not worth living, in my opinion. What is wrong with you people? Now, let me talk about Peter Tatchell. Peter Tatchell talked about the normalisation and joyous, beneficial relationship a 9-year-old can have with a sexual relationship with an adult. Okay? Peter Tatchell has been advocating to lower the age of consent for decades, down to 14 years of age. That's Peter Tatchell. Peter Tatchell has been associated to paedophiles and even wrote an obituary for one of them, mourning their death. That's Peter Tatchell. So, when you dare to question the new Minister for Children about his relationship, in which he's very proud of, all of a sudden, we're fascists, we're far-right, we're racists, we're homophobes. I don't give a shit what the man's sexuality is. If he was straight, I'd be saying the same thing. If anything, you're homophobic for not questioning it. So, we're in a situation now where if you defend Irish children, you're a fascist. It's controversial. That's where we're at right now. I said to Robert Gorman, take back your statement, disavow your connection, and we'll accept that. Okay? But what happened? 5 or 6 days of pressure from the Irish people, from all of you, finally made him disavow his connection. And what did he say? He probably wouldn't have taken the picture. Probably. Well, I know I'd never take a picture with a fucking paedophile apologist. But not only that, then other tweets started surfacing, some very questionable tweets, and we know that he's had a past relationship. So then you see, what's his agenda? So his agenda is the first thing that he tackles when he becomes Minister for Children. The most important thing, he says, is for underage children to have access to undergo sexual transitional therapy operations. That's the first thing. Not end child poverty in Ireland. Not end child homelessness in Ireland. He didn't say, I'm going to make sure that children are not going to be living in hostels, they're not going to be living in hotels, in parks or tents. No, they have easier access to an operation that is very serious and irreversible. And that's why Roderick O'Gorman is not fit to be Minister for Children. He saw the dry mouth. A good old patron. Back to Peter Tatchell. Now, we have to ask questions. When I came in here, I met actually two sexual survivors that went through the industrial school system. And we have to ask, why were those things allowed to happen in the Catholic Church? We have to ask it because people didn't ask questions and people stayed silent. That's what happened. So we're now asking the same questions that they're all asking about the Catholic Church, but when it suits their agenda, they don't want to fucking know. We have to ask why Peter Tatchell wrote for the Irish Independent about lowering the age of consent in Ireland. We have to ask that. We have to ask Why Peter Tatchell in February gone spoke in the Free Derry Museum up in Derry, a place I love. Why was he speaking there? We have to ask that question. Yes. Why did Peter Tatchell get a James Joyce Award from the University of College of Dublin? Yeah. Are we insane for asking this? These people have become a part of our establishment. Make no mistake, this is the establishment against everybody else, because the ordinary Irish people got in touch with me online and it's been overwhelming. I'm talking about people from every background, young and old, gay and straight, left, right and centre, told me they support this cause. Now let's get clear what the agenda is. There's an organisation called Educate and Celebrate. Now, they advised Irish teachers as to how to exclude Irish parents from their own children's sexual education. And let me give you a little humdinger. Peter Tatchell is the patron of that organisation. Oh yeah, just Google that shit. One Google away and you'll get that shit. That's who we're inviting into the Irish establishment. So what I'm saying here to the people of Ireland is never stop fucking questioning, never stop defending our children, and never stay silent. Not my minister. 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 My God, where was God be silent?
That I'm a woman, I'm pregnant, I'm having a baby, and you bake my cake, bake my cake. Oscar Wilde once said, to lose one parent is unlucky, to lose two parents is careless. Well, I'll tell you what, Peter Tatchell is the most careless paedophile promoter in the world. He wrote a letter advocating paedophilia to the Guardian. He said it was edited. He wrote an obituary for head of Paedophile Education Network. He said he didn't know he was a paedophile. He wrote another article and he said, oh, I didn't know. My God, how many times do you have to be unlucky? Now the alternative to that scenario, that the guy is the unluckiest, most careless moron, paedophile promoter in the world, is just to accept that he's lying through his teeth. So no one is going to come out and say, yeah, I'm in favour of paedophilia. Are they going to do that? No, they're going to bring it in slowly, subtly, all the time. Try it again and again, and that's what he's done. And do you know what we found out in the last 2 weeks to our shock? That this guy, who's been known, infamous for 3 decades in the UK and universally for his USP of promoting paedophilia and sex with children, he's all over the Irish establishment. He's been in with the Green Party. He's a member of the Green Party in Britain. And let's talk about the Green Party. Oh yeah, they're saying, oh, this is a bit of an outlier. We didn't know this. That's a lie. Of course they knew. The Green Party in Germany had to apologise for up until the mid-80s. It was their official policy to promote paedophilia. Danny Cohn-Bendit in the European Parliament, he was talking about fondling the testicles of young kids. And he wrote it in a book and he said, oh, that was the times. You don't have to know that. You don't have to be in any generation or time to know that groping and molesting and abusing kids is wrong. So, and then he comes over and we see Peter Tatchell is accepted and the Irish establishment put their arms around him. So it wasn't just the Green Party, it wasn't just Sinn Féin, but also Fine Gael and Fianna Fáil. So basically it's clear that official Ireland, with their crap about LGBTIQ minus, about they want the gender recognition for kids under 16 as a priority. And let's not kid ourselves that official Ireland, that so many members of these parties are opposed to child abuse. No, it's in plain sight. If ripping a young child apart in the womb of its mother is not child abuse, I don't know what is. They're all for child abuse. But remember the Sinn Féin line from Bobby Sands that, and we all used to shout it when we were kids up in Derry, that our revenge will be the laughter of our children. Do you know what it is now for Sinn Féin? Our revenge, our mission is the slaughter of our children. They're deep, they're all on it. The Greens, Sinn Féin, Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael, all of Ireland. Now I'm not saying all the members, because there's many good people in Fianna Fáil. Now, Fine Gael's a partitions party, and I have a bit of a hard time saying, but I'm sure there's good people in Fine Gael, and there's probably decent and very misled people in Sinn Féin and the Greens, but believe me, the leaders of all those parties have seen what's going on in Ireland, and they've tolerated. Did you hear one person come out and lambast Peter Tatchell over the last 2 weeks? Did you hear one person? Did you hear Matt Cooper with that blowjob he gave him on radio? What about the Irish media? What are they? Prostitutes! The Irish whore media! They're not here to ask hard questions to those in power. No, they're here to rub their little tummies and keep on their little hard agenda day in, day out, day in, day out. They want to introduce this, and what are we going to call? Concerned parents bring it up. Homophobes, bigots, Neanderthals. No. We are Irish patriots. We are parents who will stand up for our kids, and nobody will stand against us. We have the natural rights, as outlined in our Constitution, to be the sole deciders of the ethos of our children's education. So we can tell them, go fuck yourselves! Sorry, my French. Every TD, and you tell them, we're not going to have your crap rammed down our throat or our children's throat about gender recognition, about your RSE programs. No, we're the parents. They're not the state's kids, they're our kids. So get your hands off our kids! 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 Off our kids! Good girls. That's good. We got a few solos here. I can't even read it. I'm too vain to put on glasses. So I would ask you, the only thing politicians understand is you take money off the bastards, or you take votes off them. So you've got a choice of parties. I'm president of the Irish Freedom Party. I've got the best suit, so vote for me! Our genitals to be mutilated. Who's in favour of that? Nobody! Never allow it. So I'll say, because I don't want to hog the microphone, I'll bring on the other speaker, but get involved politically. Tell the TDs that you're going to take the votes off them, you're going to vote for an alternative political party, only then will they change their tune. And just one last thing. We would expect that the Catholic Church and the bishops would stand up and defend the ethos of their school, but they will do nothing. They're cowards, they're dead men walking. Don't depend on a politician, don't depend on these current crop of Catholic bishops, as they may call themselves. They're a farce. You, parents of Ireland, have to stand up and to protect your kids. Don't rely on anybody else. Don't rely on a politician. Don't rely on a bishop. You can stand up and protect your own kids. So get your hands off Get your hands off our kids! 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 I've done my bit.
Child abuse! Well, hello, lads! If this is the hill you've decided to die on, it's a bad hill! Peter Thatcher is, of course, one of the unluckiest men on earth. He writes a letter to the Guardian, criticising the woman who described a book
What do you think of Thatcher?
on paedophilia as an excuse for child abuse. But he claims that the Guardian of all places, the Guardian edited it to make it sound like he was in favour. 3 days later he wrote another letter, but he never claimed he edited the first one. And what about the fact that when Ian Campbell Dunn died, he was at the funeral, and there was a young man in that small crowd of mourners, a young man who told everyone, I'm here because he raped me when I was 14 and I want to make sure the bastard is dead. 4 days later, Thatcher wrote an obituary that didn't even cover the fact that Ian Campbell Dunn was one of Britain's biggest campaigners for paedophilia. Well, he might not have known. He seems not to know a lot. When he wrote a chapter in a book promoting paedophilia, he didn't know that the editor was Warren Middleton. He didn't know that the next chapter in the book was Ways and Means, how to make paedophilia acceptable. He just didn't know. Now be fair. Maybe he just needs a winder. Maybe he's just unlucky. You wouldn't go into a lotto syndicate with him. Well, that bad luck continued, because Rodrigo Gorman would have gotten away with his toxic agenda, barred the fact that citizen journalists unearthed that photograph on his Twitter. The Irish media was never going to do it. Why is Rodrigo Gorman unsuitable as a minister for children? Let's start with what he believes about schools. O'Gorman believes that religion should be out of schools. No religious instruction, nothing. No prayers, nothing. Now, what he's campaigning for is what he calls a neutral ethos. There is no neutral ethos. So for that reason, Rodrigo Gorman must go! Rodrigo Gorman must go! Rodrigo Gorman must go! Rodrigo Gorman must go! Rodrigo Gorman also believes that prostitution is a career choice. Yes, he has tweeted about it. Prostitution. He ignores the fact that prostitution is largely trafficking of underage women. Rodrigo Gorman must go! Rodrigo Gorman must go! Rodrigo Gorman must go! Now, let me get to his worst. And this has been mentioned by several speakers. Rodrigo Gorman. Oh, by the way, first, let me cover another issue. Homophobia! I don't know, do you know? But I'm pretty much out of the closet. And I can tell you, the very lowest and worst form of homophobia is a double standard that insists that gay politicians have to be taken at a lower standard than straight politicians. Gay people are not some special butterflies that can't be questioned. Gay people are no longer victims, and Rodrigo Gorman, in a republic of equals, can be questioned. The very worst and most toxic thing about O'Gorman and his connections to Educate and Celebrate and the Thatcher Foundation is his pure buy-in to that appalling ideology of transgenderism, that insane, toxic, stupid craziness that insists that biology doesn't matter, you can be what you imagine you are. I don't care what adults do. I don't care if you want to wear lipstick and a dress with your beard and walk down Grafton Street and call yourself Loretta. Off you go. But when they apply that toxic agenda to children, that's where I say, Rodrigo Gorman must go! Rodrigo Gorman must go! Rodrigo Gorman must go! Do you know what they do to children before they hit puberty? When they get them into these vulnerable children into that position, they put them on drugs to delay puberty. So a boy will reach 18 with the same little equipment he had when he was 9.
Scandalous!
It's sick, you are right, and these drugs are untested. We do not know the effect, physically and psychologically, of delaying puberty until you're in your 20s. But it's worse with girls. When you put a girl on puberty blockers, you sterilize her. They are sterilizing 8, 9 and 10-year-old girls. When the Nazis did that sort of thing, we shot them. This must not come in then. And then, when that little girl reaches 12, 13, they do what they call top surgery. Because we can't use the word breasts, we can't say mastectomy, because technically they want to imagine that this is a boy. So they give a 14-year-old girl a double mastectomy. Can you imagine doing that to a child? It's sick. You are right. This is why. Because he's bought in. Because he wants this ideology. Because this, as John pointed out, this sick, toxic craziness is his #1 priority. Not child homelessness, not child poverty, not child illiteracy. That's why, because he believes in this ridiculous rainbow ideology. Rodrigo Gorman must go! Rodrigo Gorman must go! Rodrigo Gorman must go! And now, let me remind you of one more fact. We were here some months ago talking about free speech. The only reason we could out and capture Gorman was free speech. If they had hate speech legislation, you would not be here today because you would not know. If they get hate speech legislation, dumb and silent, you will be led into their new Ireland. Rodrigo Gorman must go!
The children! You are here today for the children. We better be here for the children. To speak up and speak out. Say zero tolerance to child abuse. Zero tolerance! Zero tolerance! Zero tolerance! Ireland's proclamation of independence enshrines the promise of pouring peers to cherish all the children equally. I say no to abuse of any kind, to sexual abuse, to emotional abuse, no to violence against children. I say zero tolerance to abuse. Zero tolerance! Every life matters. Every child matters. We are bound to voice our concerns. We are bound to speak up and not stay quiet. It's up to all of us. History shows that across generations, the cries of children are better heard. It is people who have come before us, and people like you and me, who are better able to hear their cries, and we can do it better. We can do more. And we can do it now.
Friday, rodeo bird here, my good friend on the sound.